You're watching Story Scroll. Real stories, raw emotions, and endings you'll never forget. Let's scroll into today's tale.
At game night, my girlfriend picked her work husband as her partner, joking, "We've got better chemistry anyway." Everyone laughed. I just smiled. I, 29M, thought my girlfriend Lena, 28F, and I were in a good place. We'd been together for 3 years, living together for 1, and most of our friends saw us as that stable, mature couple. We didn't fight often, and even when we did, it was usually about small things, like who left dishes in the sink. Nothing serious. So when she suggested hosting a game night with a mix of friends and coworkers, I thought it'd be fun. We'd done it before: cards, trivia, drinking games, the usual chaos. This time, though, she insisted on inviting a few of her office friends, including Ryan, the guy she always called her work husband. I'd heard that nickname more times than I liked. She'd say it jokingly, like, "My work husband brought me coffee today," or "Ryan says I'm the only one who gets his sense of humor." I'd never seen it as a big deal, but the way she lit up when she mentioned him, something always felt off. Anyway, game night starts. Drinks are flowing, music's playing, everyone's laughing. Lena's moving around playing hostess, looking gorgeous and confident. When it's time to pick partners for charades, she glances at me, then smirks. "Sorry, babe," she says, sliding next to Ryan, "but Ryan and I have better chemistry." The room bursts out laughing. Someone even whistles. I force a smile, pretending it doesn't sting, but the words hit deeper than I expected. Better chemistry. That phrase kept echoing in my head. Through the night, she and Ryan shared inside jokes, exchanged playful touches, and whispered between turns. I tried to stay calm, but every laugh felt like a slap in the face. By the end of the night, I was smiling on autopilot. When everyone left, I started cleaning up while she scrolled through her phone, still giggling about how fun Ryan was. I asked, trying to keep my voice steady, "Do you think maybe that joke about chemistry was a little too much?" She rolled her eyes. "Oh, come on, it was a joke. Don't be insecure." That word, insecure, the all-purpose shutdown for any valid feeling. I didn't argue, just nodded, finished cleaning, and went to bed. But I couldn't sleep. My brain wouldn't shut off. Something about how comfortable she was joking like that in front of me, it didn't sit right. That's when I remembered something. A week earlier, she'd gone on a 2-day business trip with Ryan. She'd called it a conference, but when she came back, she was acting weird, distant, over-explaining every detail. She even mentioned how professional Ryan was, completely unprompted. I'd brushed it off then, but after tonight, my instincts were screaming. So, at 2 a.m., I got up, grabbed my phone, and went down the rabbit hole. Ryan's Instagram was mostly private, but I remembered he'd posted a story during that trip, something I'd only half watched before it disappeared. I checked again, and by some miracle, it was still visible in his highlights. It was a boomerang of 2 glasses clinking in a hotel room. Harmless, right? Except, in the reflection of the glass door, you could see the faint outline of a woman. Same watch, same bracelet Lena wore every day. My chest went cold. I took a screenshot immediately. Then I scrolled back to Lena's messages from that same night. "Meeting ran late. Love you. Heart." It felt like being punched in the gut. Still, I didn't lose it. I didn't scream, throw things, or wake her up. I just sat there, staring at the screen until morning. By 8 a.m., I was showered, dressed, and oddly calm. I worked in the same company as them, different department, but familiar with HR. I wrote a simple, professional email, attached the screenshot, detailed the dates of the trip, and noted that 2 employees were potentially violating company policy regarding relationships and misuse of travel funds. I hit send. By noon, the whisper started. People were talking in the hallways. HR had called both Lena and Ryan in separately. By 1 p.m., I got a text from Lena. "Can we talk?" When I got home, she was already there, red-eyed and furious. "You ruined my career," she screamed the moment I walked in. "You can't prove anything. It was just a stupid trip." I just stood there, calm. I said quietly, "HR disagreed." She looked like she wanted to hit me. Then she switched tactics, her voice softening, tears starting to fall. "We can fix this. You didn't have to do this, baby. Please." That was the moment something in me broke, like a glass finally cracking under pressure. I didn't feel anger anymore, just clarity. "Pack your things, Lena." She froze, eyes wide. "What?" "You heard me." She let out this bitter laugh, shaking her head. "You think I need you? Ryan will take me in. Unlike you, he actually cares." I looked at her one last time. "Good luck," I said, and walked away. She packed her stuff in silence, slamming the door on her way out. I didn't follow her, didn't call, didn't text, just sat in the quiet apartment, staring at the dent her absence left behind. It was about 10 p.m. when my phone buzzed. Her name lit up on the screen. "He's not answering. Please, can we talk?" I stared at it for a long minute. Then I locked my phone and went to bed. I didn't need to respond. For once, silence said everything. Update 1. She said they had better chemistry. Turns out it blew up in her face. Hey everyone. It's been about 3 weeks since I posted about my girlfriend Lena and her work husband Ryan. I didn't plan to update, but a lot has happened, and honestly, I think some of you will appreciate how karma decided to write the sequel for me. After I told Lena to pack her things, she stayed at a hotel for a night. The next morning, she texted me saying she was staying with Ryan. I didn't reply. I figured that was her problem now. Turns out, it really was. Within 24 hours, she started texting again, short, frantic messages. "Ryan's not picking up. Can we talk? I just need somewhere to stay for a few days." I ignored them. Later, a mutual friend told me Ryan had completely ghosted her, blocked her on everything. Apparently, the guy wasn't just flirting at work, he had a long-term girlfriend and a kid. Lena found out the hard way when the girlfriend posted a family photo dump on Instagram, including one with Ryan holding a toddler. The caption said, "So proud of you for cutting out toxic people and focusing on what really matters." Brutal. Lena was humiliated. She tried spinning it like Ryan misled her, but nobody was buying it. That's when the apology text started coming in. Long, emotional walls of text alternating between guilt and excuses. "It was just a mistake. I was drunk. We didn't even sleep together. It just got emotional. I miss you. I miss how safe I felt with you." Every message made me feel less angry and more tired. You can't miss someone you disrespected so easily. A few days later, I got a call from one of my coworkers who's friendly with HR. He said, "Dude, you didn't just get them fired, you started a storm." HR did a full review of their travel logs and expense reports. Turns out they'd both billed the company for client dinners that never happened. Hotel receipts, meals, Uber rides, all shared. That's not just unethical, it's grounds for immediate termination and HR blacklisting. Apparently, during the investigation, Ryan tried to save himself by throwing Lena under the bus. He claimed she initiated everything and I was just trying to keep things professional. Lena found this out from a mutual colleague who sat in on the HR debrief. According to them, she cried in the hallway after realizing Ryan wasn't just done with her romantically, he'd erased her to protect himself. She texted me that night. "You were right about him. I hate myself." I didn't respond. You'd think I'd feel vindicated, and yeah, part of me did. Watching karma move so efficiently was oddly satisfying. But it wasn't happiness, it was emptiness. I'd spent years building a life with her, shared bills, weekend trips, inside jokes that now feel like someone else's memories, and it all shattered in a single week. What hurt most wasn't the cheating itself. It was that game night moment, the laughter, the way everyone found it funny while I stood there pretending not to care. That was the night I realized she didn't just cheat privately, she disrespected me publicly. I started therapy 2 weeks after she left. My therapist said something that stuck with me. You didn't lose her, you lost your illusion of her. I've been holding on to that sentence like a lifeline. I started working out again, journaling, focusing on myself. I keep things polite when I see mutual friends, but I've gone low contact with Lena. No responses, no curiosity. I've accepted that closure doesn't always come from the other person. Sometimes it's what you give yourself. From what I've heard, Lena's been struggling. She tried applying for new jobs, but HR departments talk, and the misconduct report followed her. Apparently, the company listed both her and Ryan as not eligible for rehire with violation of conduct policy. That's basically corporate exile. She's been staying with a friend since, but word is she's burning bridges there too. I got a few more messages from her over the last week. I just want you to know I never stopped loving you. You were the best thing in my life. I was stupid. Can we meet just once, please? I didn't respond to any of them. Maybe the old me would have. Maybe a part of me still feels pity for her. But pity isn't love, and I don't owe her the comfort she threw away. As for Ryan, well, poetic justice served him too. After everything went down, his girlfriend found out, thanks to Lena apparently, who tried to expose him. The girlfriend dumped him, posted screenshots, and tagged his workplace in a long rant about unfaithful men using company money for their affairs. It went semi-viral in our city's small professional circle. He's basically blacklisted now. Word is he's been applying to smaller firms in other states, but with that digital footprint, good luck. I can't lie, when I first heard about it, I laughed. Not out of cruelty, but because it felt like balance. Like the universe cleaned up what I didn't have to. Since all this, I've been focusing on myself. I started hiking on weekends again, reconnected with old college friends. One of them invited me to join a group trip, and for the first time in months, I said yes without hesitation. I even found myself smiling, like while cooking dinner or walking home after work. Small signs of peace creeping back into my life. Sometimes I still think about that night, the laughter, the sting, the quiet resolve that followed. But now it feels distant, like watching a movie I used to care about but outgrew. The thing about revenge is, it doesn't heal you. It just removes what was poisoning you so you can heal. Lena and Ryan got what they deserved, not because I planned it that way, but because they built their own downfall brick by brick. I didn't destroy them. I just stopped protecting them. And in that silence, I found something she never understood: peace. When she said we didn't have chemistry, I believed her. Turns out, we had something better: integrity. Something she never learned.
Final update. 1 year later, she texted me again. This time, I didn't feel anything. Hey everyone, it's been just over a year since everything happened, since that game night, the fallout, and the long stretch of silence that followed. If you told me back then that I'd be writing an update from a place of calm, I wouldn't have believed you. I thought heartbreak would always define that chapter of my life. Turns out, it didn't. It just ended it. A lot has changed. After Lena and Ryan were fired, I stayed at the company for a few months before moving to a new job. Different city, fresh start, and honestly, it was the best decision I could have made. My new place is smaller, quieter, just me, my plants, and the occasional weekend visitor. I got into better shape, started cooking again, picked up hiking as a real hobby. I'm not the same person who sat in that dark apartment wondering where he went wrong. I don't walk on eggshells anymore. My peace doesn't depend on someone else's approval. And yeah, I'm seeing someone new. Her name's Claire. We met at a bookstore of all places, both reaching for the same copy of a hiking guide. We laughed about it, started talking, and eventually ended up grabbing coffee. She knows everything. I told her the full story early on, not because I wanted sympathy, but because I didn't want to start anything with secrets. Her response was simple. You didn't deserve that. I'm glad you didn't let it turn you bitter. That sentence stuck with me. She's kind, grounded, and doesn't play games. We take things slow, and it feels peaceful. Not the adrenaline rush I mistook for love before, just warmth. Steady, quiet warmth. A few nights ago, I got a text from an unknown number. It took me a second to recognize it, a number I'd deleted long ago. Hey, I finally got a new job. Things are getting better. I wanted to say sorry again, for everything. I really did love you. I read it twice. No anger, no sadness, just nothing. There was a time when a message like that would have cracked me open, but that time passed. I thought about how much energy I used to spend wondering why she did it, or if she ever regretted it. And here was the answer. A year late, too little, too late. I typed one message back. I hope you've learned to love yourself too. Take care. Then I blocked the number, not out of spite, but out of peace. Some doors aren't meant to stay open, even for closure. People sometimes ask me if I regret how I handled it, exposing them to HR, staying calm instead of blowing up. Honestly, no, not for a second. Because that wasn't revenge. It was clarity. I didn't ruin her life. She did that by choosing to gamble with trust. All I did was stop protecting her from the consequences. And in doing so, I protected myself. A few months ago, one of my friends invited me to another game night. Same circle, same apartment, even the same board game that started it all. I hesitated at first, but I went. When I walked in, there was this quiet shift in how people looked at me. Not pity, not gossip, just respect. The kind that comes when people realize you didn't lose your mind when you had every reason to. At one point, someone joked, "Hey, if we're picking partners, maybe we should all check for chemistry first." Everyone laughed, this time including me. It didn't sting anymore. It was just a memory now, a closed book I no longer needed to reread. If there's one thing I've learned this past year, it's that revenge doesn't always look like a dramatic confrontation or a clever comeback. Sometimes it's just rebuilding your life so completely that the people who tried to destroy it no longer fit anywhere in it. Lena taught me what fake chemistry looks like. Loud, showy, and fleeting. Claire's shown me what real connection feels like. Quiet, consistent, and healing. The irony is that the moment I stopped trying to prove I was enough, I became more than I ever was with her. So no, I don't wish Lena pain. I don't wish her happiness either. I just wish her growth. The kind that hurts first, but frees you later. The kind I had to go through alone. Because that's the truth about healing. No one does it for you. You just wake up one day and realize the weight's gone and you can finally breathe again. She thought chemistry made sparks. I learned real connection doesn't burn. It heals.
Thanks for watching Story Scroll. Hit that bell and stay tuned for the next story that will move your heart.